Hi everybody, Joe Stobanow back with you again, talking about playing jazz on the French horn and what records to get, what to listen for. And the previous installment we discussed Julius Watkins, the godfather of the French horn, playing jazz, and really doesn't get any better than that. So go out and get those Julius Watkins records that I showed you, and you can't go wrong with those. But today I'd like to show you a couple more guys, John Clark and Tom Varner. And they're two guys that are current on the scene today. They're fantastic educators, promoting jazz horn all over the world. And these guys really are outstanding players, both totally different areas of the spectrum of the way they compose and they play, and but both of them are not John Clark. One of my biggest influences outside of Julius has been John and his playing, and I was fortunate enough many years ago to take some lessons from him, and wow, really the guy is a monster player. He's played on thousands of sessions, record dates, and recordings and jingles and advertisements and movie dates. I mean, you name it, in the pop music world, jazz, classical world, I mean, the guy has played it all. And he's got several records out on his own. The first one, I lost my copy many years ago and all the different moves I've made. And there's his first album was called Song of Light, and it was only available on LP. And I bet you if you go to his website, you might be able to order it there, or at least send him an email. Maybe he still has some copies. Really great playing on that. That was recorded back in the 1970s, and he was using phase shifters and chorus pedals, and kind of really expanding the sound of the French horn, using multiple overdub horn parts, lots of great solos. Really interesting record. That was one of the ones that really influenced me and got me interested in playing. Another one that John did many years ago is this one here called Faces. You can see that. And it was on the ECM label. And really neat record. It's kind of a new agey kind of record. Real mellow, not a lot of wild soloing or anything. But it's David Darling is playing cello on here, and the drums, cello, vibes, and French horn. Really neat blend on this album, Faces. That's a really good one to get. It's on ECM label. Neat picture of John on the back cover as well. You can see that. There it is. Alright. And then John's latest one came out a few years ago is called I Will. I have it on CD here. And this one is available. I think it's on the Postcards label. And neat. It's got a lot of New York big time session guys playing on it. And there's some really great soloing on here, especially on Aerogin, really good. My One and Only Love, and I think I have a score from that as well that I bought from him. So you can even go on his website and you can buy some of the music from some of these albums. Now again, like I say, John played on a lot of other people's records, and one of my favorites is this one. He played with Bob Stewart, the First Line Band, and this one is probably still available. This one that he played on is this one here, the Jimmy Knepper Sextet. Very good album. Lots of really great jazz playing. It's got a really neat mix of trumpet, trombone, and French horn as the lead line, and really interesting sound that they get with that. Again, and some really good solos from John on this. And then John also played for Gil Evans' orchestra and the Monday Night Orchestra for many, many, many years, probably I don't know how long, 20 years or more. And this one, Live at the Royal Festival Hall, has John playing, and he does a solo. I think it's on Voodoo Child on this, and wow, it's a really good one. There's also a video out, a live concert video with Billy Cobham playing drums, and John takes a fantastic solo on it was a Hendrix song. I'm not sure which one it was, but that's where Tom has many records out. He's been putting records out since I think 1981. The first one came out, and he for a lot of years, Tom was on Soul Note Records, and Tom lived in New York City, and he stuck to his guns and played jazz, and I'm sure he did other playing, but pretty much he played with his style of jazz, his way, with his people, his group. And it was generally a quartet with no piano. It was generally bass, drums, saxophone, and horn. And Tom, just blistering playing, especially in the low register. I mean, the guy really developed the low register. So if you want to hear what an 8D playing jazz, you know, people say they can't play jazz on the 8D, go listen to Tom Varner, because he just bangs out that low register like you wouldn't believe. His first album is one of my favorites still to this day, and it's called this one, and it's just called Jazz French Horn. Fantastic record. Gotta get it. I've seen it on CD over the years, so it's on Soul Note Records, 1981. Real young picture of Tom on there. You can see, I don't know if you can see that or not. There he is. So Tom, if you're watching, this is your life, right? Okay. Another one that he came out with is this one, Motion Stillness. Again, same lineup: drums, bass, saxophone, and horn. Wow, this was 1983, a couple years later. You can actually hear his development in his writing. So it sounds fantastic. Another one that he did was this one, Covert Action. This one really sold me on Tom. This record was fantastic. I was fortunate enough to see him in Philadelphia a few years back and got him to sign that. Thank you very much, Tom. And this one has got one of his standard tunes is Radiator, one of Tom's tunes, and I like that song, and it's pretty popular. But he does a version of Thelonious Monk's song "Let's Call This," and it was also on one of those the video where I was talking about Julius Watkins. It's on the Julius Watkins sessions with Sonny Rollins and Frank Foster, and you can hear the difference in the playing. It's fantastic. This also has Hemoglobin, which is one of Tom's big hits as well. And the one that most people have heard of when they think of Tom Varner is this one, Tom Varner Jazz French Horn. And this was kind of, I don't know, Tom just playing jazz standards. I think there's a couple of songs on here that are his, and that's about it. Real nice version of Charlie Parker's song Quasimodo. Not many people have heard that song, and I heard that for the first time on this record, and immediately went to learn that one. That's a good song. But this one is a standard jazz quintet, piano, bass, drums, and horn. And great playing on this. So if you had to start anywhere, this is probably one of the records you want to start with after getting your Julius Watkins records. Tom also plays on many, many other people's records, and one notable one is this one, Bobby Previte and another New York cat. And this one, Gramavision. I think this is on, I've seen this on CD as well. One of my favorite songs on this is called Open World, and this is has David Hofstra playing bass and tuba on this. So it's Marty Ulrich playing tenor sax, so it's tuba, French horn, sax, drums, and piano, and bass, and really great playing on here. Kind of spooky sounding playing, but playing great playing nonetheless. I'll do another installment with some more jazz horn players, and we'll go from there. All right, see you next time.